Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. Last night I listened the Honorable Cleone Stapleton Simmonds speak about her history. She gave her story in regards to what happened with her and the NRP. So I just thought that I would come here and speak a little bit about my experience with the Honorable Cleone Stapleton Simmonds. Many of you don't know, but Cleone and I are the same age. We are both 40 years old. So I first got to know Cleone way back in 2000. I think we both went to the CFBC in St. Kitts together. So we used to see each other on the boat going down and at CFBC sometimes, and I always thought to myself that this is a pleasant girl. She's always smiling, and she looked well put together and like a nice girl, innocent smile and everything. So I first noticed that, and then you wouldn't know that I went off to England in 2009 to 2013. I studied in England for 4 years. I did 1 year at college and I did 3 years at university, where I got a bachelor's degree in business and management, bachelor's of honors degree in that. And one Saturday, I remember when I was in England, Birmingham, England, I was at a KFC there, and I got some KFC and I went outside of the KFC on the sidewalk there, and right in front of me I was shocked because there was Cleone right there. Cleone and her husband was there, and we had a talk, and she told me that she is actually there studying at a university, which I knew very well, studying law. So I said, man, wow, what are the chances of me meeting somebody from Nevis who I know in a city with like 1 million people? It's amazing. So then completed my studies there, and so, and returned home to Nevis in 2013. But the CCM government would have won in the January 2013. So by the time I returned home from university, it was about May down there, May, June down there. So I met CCM in government, and that is when the horror started, because my mother was a past candidate for the NRP, and she contested about two, 3 times, and I actually helped her during her campaign. I was active in the field on Facebook and so on. That's how I really got involved in politics and supporting NRP openly. So because of that, I guess when I returned home from university, all I was thinking about was getting a job and help to contribute to my island of Nevis and help to build up my island. But the people in government didn't see it that way. So I couldn't get anything to do at all. Nothing. I applied all over and nothing at all. And I certainly found out it was politics, and they viewed me as like I'm an NRP, so I guess they said nothing is for me. And so I remembered around 2015, 16, around there, I said, no, I am gonna, if this government is not gonna give me anything, I am gonna stand up for myself and I'm gonna fight for my rights, because I thought it was wrong that being returned home from university, and so many other university graduates and so was unemployed because of politics. So I started openly campaigning for the NRP, and in about 2016-17 thereabout, I visited the Honorable Joseph Parry, who was the leader of the NRP, and I told him, man, I am interested in being a candidate to contest the federal elections, which was due in 2020. And I told him I am serious about it. I want to contest the election, and I believe that I could win. And he told me, man, yes. He told me he was excited. He told me, wow, that's I should come to executive and get to know the party and so. And I should, yes, he think I would be a good candidate. And so because he know me on Facebook, and he know me from campaigning for the party and so. And during all that time, when I was involved, Cleone was never in the picture yet. She didn't. She was not involved in politics yet. I didn't. Janice, the Honorable Dr. Janice Daniel Hall, she wasn't involved in politics yet during that time. So coming on to the 2020 election, I started visiting, going to executive meetings, and I think during that, shortly after Parry, I went through the group process and so on. I was actually nominated and approved to be the candidate for Gingerland. So shortly after, Parry not nominated, but brought Cleone into the party as the candidate who is going to replace him in St. Thomas's in a by-election, because I think he had stepped down from being the leader of the NRP, and he had retired from politics. That was after the, I think it was 2017 elections. The NRP would have lost that. So Cleone came into the party, and she went into a by-election and so. And I think during that time I was going to the executive and so. And do you know, that's when Hector was running to be the leader of the party. So he won his bid to be the leader of the party. So the executive changed. Parry was out. He had a new executive in, but I was there still. And I explained to the guys I'm already chosen to be a candidate. So that was it. So we continued as is and so, but at the time they were trying to get other candidates for other constituencies and so, and they were like, wait on the party, but I was so excited that I went out to campaign all around, and I was campaigning online, I was in the field, I was going to church, I was doing everything. And most of you would have remembered that I was like one of the only voices out there for the NRP at that time. The NRP was totally quiet. Nobody could hear from them. I was out there because I was like, I have to keep the fire burning. And so a federal election is coming up and I'm going to contest it. So we had a little chaos in the party, most of you remember. And I think that chaos, on reflecting, that chaos came from, remember I told you that I was out there like campaigning and so on. They were telling me to wait, don't, wait on the leader. And I was like, man, I got a tough seat to win. I gotta be out there. People gotta get to know me. I can't wait on you guys. You guys are taking too long. Meeting after meeting after meeting in the executive. And then they got upset. I think Daly and Hector and Patrice, they didn't like it that well, and they got upset. And I guess you remember when they announced that I'm not gonna be the candidate. I'm not the candidate for Gingerland. And then so at that point I withdrew myself from the executive, and I was not active. I stopped all my campaign and everything, and I wasn't going to the executive meeting and so. And during that year time, when I was not there in the party, that's when Cleone came in, and she won her seat and so on. She was a part of the executive and so on thing. And then I continue to think to myself, man, I have put in all this hard work and so. Should I bow out now or should I continue? And I thought to myself, I'm gonna continue, but I'm not gonna get involved in no chaos with no party. I'm just gonna focus on my candidacy. So Cleone became the Honorable Cleone Stapleton Simmonds, because she won her seat, and so, and then she was actually going to executive meeting, and so I wasn't in the picture at that time because of the chaos. So I didn't know what was happening and so. And then coming on to the election, they were trying to get a candidate in Gingerland, and I knew that it would be difficult to get a candidate because I was already out there. People knew me. People was wondering, well, what's happening? Where's Bjorn? He's already a candidate. So I knew they wouldn't get no candidate. So what I did, I had secretly planned to run as an independent candidate. I was gonna run independent in 2020, but you wouldn't believe that maybe about 2 weeks before the election, I guess the party heads got onto the leadership and so on. People started to call me and so, come run for the party, come run for the party. And I'm like, I wasn't studying nobody. I was thinking I'm gonna run independent because the NRP is not gonna find any candidate, and I already put in the work, and it's gonna be me against CCM in that constituency. That's what I had planned to do. And then 10 days before the election, Cleone came to visit me. Cleone and Dave Simon came to my home where I was, and we had a long meeting. She actually told me please to come back to the party. She's there now and things are gonna be different and so, and she is gonna be there to support me and so, and we're the same age, we're young people and blah blah blah, and I should come back to the party and run, and she's gonna help me campaign, and party's gonna provide support and all of that and so. And then I thought to myself, man, you know, Cleone had just won her seat and so. So I think we could support each other and so. So I decided at that point to run under an NRP ticket 2 weeks before the election. Less than 2 weeks, I think it was maybe 7 days or something like that before the election, I decided to run for the NRP because Cleone came and convinced me to do it. Now, so I started going back to executive meetings at that point in time. All of this time, Janice was not in the picture yet. She was not there yet. So I had started to go to executive meetings and so. And then I noticed a little thing, like Cleone and the rest wasn't getting along. They wasn't getting along very well. I noticed a little tension in there and so, but I didn't pay much eyes to it. All I was thinking about is how I'm gonna win this seat, and I kept asking for support. Am I gonna get support with my candidacy and so on? Up to a week before the election, I didn't even have uh, um, I didn't even have a rental vehicle, and you wouldn't believe, a week before the election, that was when Cleone actually got me. Whatever she did, she got me a vehicle to go around campaigning and so. But that wasn't enough, but it was something to start with. And I also didn't get any money or anything like that. I think it was a couple days before the election, when a supporter of the party came to visit me and gave me $1,000. That is how I got money, $1,000. And I could say who it was. It was Bernadette Lawrence. So I was very upset because it was me alone out there, the support that Cleone had promised me. And so none of that happened. I didn't. She was like, everybody just disappeared. Everybody just did their own thing. And so it wasn't what I expected it to be. But I ran. I was unsuccessful. And so on. I say, I don't like the idea of this type of being a candidate, and I'm out there, and if I'm gonna run for a party, I need proper support. So federal elections went, and shortly after that, the federal elections is when Janice came into the picture, and she said that she is showing interest in becoming the leader of the NRP. So she went around and visited all the groups, the party group, and so. And I listened to her. I didn't know Janice before that point. I didn't know her before that point. Didn't see her around the party, nothing like that. Just like I said, Cleone earlier wasn't around, and so. But I listened to her, and I looked at her, and I saw that she was calm. She was very calm, and she had a lot of plans and programs, a lot of ideas. And so I thought about it, and I said, I already seen what how Cleone get along with the group and so, and I could see a little tension in there. I didn't like the fact that I didn't get any support for the last federal election. So I say, and the chaos that happened with me early on. Remember, I told you about the chaos that happened in the party early on. So I say, it's time for a new person to come into the party and maybe try to change things. Let's give Janice a chance. And so I supported her. I supported Janice Daniel Hodge to be the leader of the party, because I said she got a good personality, calm, cool, and she could bring a lot of plans and program and maybe resources to the party. So I thought she was the better choice at that point. Now, afterwards, when Janice became the leader now, I think we were preparing for local elections. So she asked me to be the candidate, if I would like to be the candidate for the local elections coming up. And I explained to her all that happened in the past and so on. I told her, well, I'm not gonna put myself through that again. I need to see that the party is serious in Gingerland, that we could actually win over here in Gingerland. So unless I see some serious support, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna put myself forward at this point. And I didn't see anything serious. I didn't see any significant change in terms of support for myself. The party wasn't promising me anything. I wasn't confident that I'm gonna get support, so I didn't go. And when they realized that I'm not gonna go, not gonna be the candidate, and the time was running short, That's when Rohan Isles came into Gingerland, and I supported him. I explained to the group that yes, I support this man, Rohan Isles, same age as well. Rohan Isles is 40 years old, so you see the story coming along. Cleone is 40, I am 40, Rohan Isles is 40. So Rohan Isles came in, and I supported him um, as the candidate to represent Gingerland. I told the group to give him a chance. I went to the executive. I told the executive, yes, I support him. At that point, the executive still wanted me to be the candidate, but I told them no. I am not gonna go at this point. Give somebody else a chance. Let Rohan Isles go and see what he could do there. So I stepped down, and Rohan Isles came in, and he was declared the candidate after the different procedures and so. And then, to our amazement, a federal election spring up out of nowhere. The local election was supposed to be before the federal, but the federal, you had the confusion in the unity government, and the government broke down, and the federal was here upon us before the local. And I was asked again to be the candidate. And I said, Rohan Isles is already out there, let him go. So that's when Rohan Isles went and so. But to cut a long story short, with Cleone, I never really had any problems with her. But I noticed that I guess because she realized that I didn't support her to be the leader of the NRP, I saw a little change. She changed a little bit, not towards me too much, but towards the party, and so she wasn't trusting anything around the party. She was very suspicious and so, and I could see the tension increasing and increased. But my thing is, we're gonna end this video soon. My thing is, if I was Cleone, what I would have done is to probably said, let's let's nominate somebody in the party who is there all the time and so for a short period of time, and then let's see if we could work things out. Like Hensley Daniel, I think the party should have actually nominated Hensley Daniel for 1 year, because Hensley showed interest that he just want to serve for 1 year, and then when the party would have sorted out his issues and so somebody else, we could groom somebody else in the future. So if I was Cleone, I would have supported Hensley Daniel, and then Janice would have been the leader of the opposition. Even me, they could have given me a call, I would have accepted, I would have served, I could have been a nominated member. I think I'm capable to be a nominated member. So even me, I could have been a nominated member. But to let that position waste, nobody is the nominated member now, and there's no leader of the opposition. So I think the party would have wasted a whole position and the opportunity to get support and more strength in the party. And I think so. I don't agree with what Cleone did, even though me and her never had any chaos or anything like that. I don't agree with what she did. I would have done it differently. But as I said before, everybody have their own experiences, and I actually wish her all the best. The party, she's no longer in the party, but I hope that the party could actually, I don't want to say they come back together, but sit down and have some more conversation, and I don't know if something can be worked out at this point in time, or it's too late. I don't know. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. I gave my little story about my experience with Cleone Stapleton Simmonds and in the party, and it's very dark now, so I'll see you again in the next video. And from time to time I'm gonna speak about matters of national interest. So I'll see you again in the next video. Much love. Bye bye. Subscribe, like this video, and subscribe. Bye bye.